Mogami is the name of the river that runs through the Yamagata prefecture. It's up in north, like not middle part, no middle north part of Japan. It's a beautiful prefecture, and the theme of this national festival, culture festival, was about water, and uh, so there's the Japanese traditional song, Mogami gawa Funauta. This is this song that was sung by I don't know how you call this, the guy who actually runs the boat on the river, the pilot, not the pilot, but he's a driver boat, and it goes like this. uh, That's the one theme, and that's almost like intro. It's very Japanese, and so I listened to this song and I took the theme from it, and yeah, so I put the themes here and there. But the first movement um, is the digest of river, because they have they have a sightseeing tour on the river that you get on the boat and like on the top of the mountain, and you just go down the river, and then as you go through, there are certain parts of the river runs so fast when it gets narrow, and it becomes so wide and it becomes like huge. So I wanted to do this. I wanted to kind of draw like a digest of the whole river, and then second movement um, is about the winter of that area, and all the farmers were to produce and were to pay tax, so to speak, which was actually they had to produce so much rice and they give it to the government run by shogun at the time, and none of the farmers were able to live up to their minimum standard. And those back in those days, if you cannot pay the tax, if you can pay enough, give enough rice, they will come out and take your daughters away, teen daughters, and sell it, basically. And there's a real sad story. So if the newly couple um, have a baby, and if it turns out to be female girl, and they will wet a Japanese paper, which is very strong, soft but strong, and then put it on the face of the baby, and then put it into the river, because there's no use growing, make this baby grow up, and when she becomes so beautiful and ready to have life, because they cannot pay the tax, she's going to be taken away. And this really happened, and I was told this story, and then I wanted to do uh, the sightseeing tour in the winter time, and which rarely happens because not many people want to go on the river when it's everything is snow covered. And but I went, and when it snows so heavily, the snow actually absorbs all the sound. And then I actually on a boat. I was on a boat floating and opened the window, snowing, but you hardly hear any sound. It's like a dead silence, not even any echo or anything. And the only thing you hear is like a little water sound. It's no engine, so you're just floating. But everything else was so dead silence. And I wanted to sort of create that, and cold and sad. And the second movement starts with the clarinet, bassoon, and oboe, three instruments. For me, it's like a daughter and father and mother having conversation. And then when it's finished, the string comes in with a no vibrato. It's like so, it's like cold. Uh, but it's not it's not the Russian cold, like the Shostakovich the second movement of the Piano Concerto 1. I feel that too. But it's a little different. It's definitely Japanese to me. So that's the second movement, and the third movement is a spring. So everything comes back to life. The ice starts to melt, and the stream of running water, and all the animals are coming back to life, and you know, and the thunder comes in. It's all this crazy stuff. But the funny thing is, I was practicing the Mozart 9 for the first time as I was writing this. So there's pretty heavy influence on the melody and how it's written, like a lot of strings, like the Mozart would do, and melody, those third movements. That's the line of the third movement. It's like jazz Mozart, you know, and but I couldn't help it because I wanted to write something like that. Of course, in the middle part, it's not a minuet, but it stops like the minuet of the Genome third movement. It becomes quiet, and what's the word? I was like picturing like the field of flowers or something. Like how's that go? Like there's such a heavy influence for me. That's how I hear Mozart. So, but that's it. And then the ending is it's just a happy ending on this piece. So, but I'm very curious to um, to see how the people in the orchestra in Berlin would interpret, how they would feel from playing this piece. I will probably share this story for them, with them. But I'm very, very curious to see orchestra at that level will play. I hope they will enjoy it. Yeah.